Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New Spaces, and we are here in Indian Hills in Edina. Allie and I will go through a 1973 Rambler, and there's a host of things we did to this home, and today we're going to go through the results that came about the conversations we had with Meredith and David. First off, I want to introduce you to Allie. Allie is one of our lead designers, and what you see here is the kitchen area, but this kitchen area is really not just the kitchen area. This is a main level common area that has a kitchen in the middle of it. One of the things about 1970s Ramblers is that if you look at the before plans, you will see that this open, wonderful space right now used to be a very compartmentalized family room, dining room, dinette, and kitchen. This entire space is now opened up in a completely open floor plan. A few words about our homeowners. Food was the most important thing for our homeowners. Our homeowner, Meredith, she is a food writer for Star and Tribune, and you can imagine the level of detail that these conversations about the kitchen were had on the front end.
In this area, everything's opened up now, but there was a massive brick fireplace, and it was two-sided, so you could see one side in the family room and then one side in the dining room. And so that was all blocked off. And the only way to get to the dining room was through the kitchen or the front entry. And so the kitchen was also blocked off with not enough storage or prep space for Meredith to do all her cooking and blogs that she does.
We had engineering done for this entire main level common areas to safely be able to open these walls up and create the space that Meredith had wanted. This is a kitchen that's specifically designed for a consummate food professional.
So this island took a lot of planning because we needed prep space, we needed storage, we needed seating. Meredith has a lot of cookbooks that she's gathered over the years. We also needed to keep in mind there's a structural post here that is integrated into the island. And so we wanted to make sure to make it look intentional and a part of the feature of the island and not just a structural post in the middle of the room. We have a beautiful undermount porcelain sink, and we have the panel-ready dishwasher, as well as some pull-out storage for the trash. We have beautiful bookshelves on the end of the island that were custom cut to incorporate with the island legs. And then on the back side, there's additional storage with rollout shelves that she can put all of her holiday wear, any of her overflow appliances or dishes, things like that. So it was really important for Meredith to have top-of-the-line appliances, and so she knew right out of the gate that she wanted a Sub-Zero Wolf package. So we got the Wolf range top, the Wolf double oven, and then the Sub-Zero panel-ready refrigerator that seamlessly blends into the rest of the cabinetry. So we also have a custom wood hood that was stained on site with a Wolf ventilation exhaust fan in as well.
You took the Mudroom and you reinvented it. Tell us what we have here right now.
Yeah, so Meredith and David had some built-in Mudroom cubbies, and she was using those not for coats, but for small appliances and just overflow storage from her kitchen. And so a couple of things we did was create this little appliance garage and small appliance center. So this is really nice for her. She can grab her small appliances that she's using every day, and these have some really nice pocket doors that can push back into the cabinet, and the countertop is completely open. And then you also have more storage down here with the rollout shelf where she can have her Instapot, her crock pot, other items that she can easily access. So in addition to the small appliance storage in the kitchen, as Bjorn was saying, we also now have a butler's pantry for Meredith, and this is her happy place. And so this was the current mudroom that you'd walk into from the garage, but now we have additional countertop space, prep space, and additional pantry storage, as well as a small little prep sink and beverage fridge. So we have this additional pantry storage where Meredith has decided to store her microwave, so it's off the countertops, but then she can still easily access it. And below we have more rollout storage for all her baking items. And then we also have a corner cabinet pull-out storage system where there's 4 different shelves that can pull out where she can keep all her like glass Tupperware type items. And it's really nice because some of the shelves actually are removable too to use as like a tray.
The function of the mudroom is being represented, but the majority of the function of this room really is a secondary kitchen, a prep kitchen.
Yes.
And I think we have 3 items here in this home that I know you put a lot of attention to, just preserving, enhancing, instead of just tearing everything out. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure, yeah, so the main feature was the dining room. When you walk in, there's this beautiful vaulted wood ceiling that was originally here with the beams. And so we wanted to keep that feature, and we wanted to make sure to tie that into the rest of the new design. So one way we did that was when we created these posts and this new beam connecting the 2 posts, we labored over the stain color on these items and coordinated that with the island cabinetry. And so the stained cabinetry, the stained wood hood, and then everything stained with the beams and the ceiling woodwork ties really nicely together. The second and third features of the home that we preserved, one of them was the railing. So the balusters, the newel posts, the handrail is all original. We just painted the balusters and then restained the newel post and the railings to again coordinate and tie back to some of the other stained woodwork in the house. We also preserved the original maple hardwood floors and also laced in the new hardwood floors in the areas that we opened up. So we have a really beautiful natural water-based sealer on these floors that really enhance the contrast of the light and the dark.
This half wall was a full wall, and the amount of natural light and its movement in a place is always a strong consideration from our design team of how we are able to bring more natural light. In this case, you have visibility and full sight lines from the front door through the entire home into the beautiful kitchen.
So we added a foot wide or deep half wall between the dining space and the living space. And it may seem like it's just there, but there was an actual reason for that, to have some kind of landing space where you could set things on. But also we had to really take into consideration the space plan of the living room and how everything was gonna lay out. And so we worked with the homeowners to create almost an indent in this half wall so we could push back the sofa into this little kind of niche, if you will, in order to gain just a little more space in the living room, a little more clearance around the different pieces of furniture, but still tie it into the other half walls and the railing.
Really like the way you oriented the furniture plan here. Say a few words on that, because I think it's really important.
Yeah, so their couch was actually backed up to the window, originally facing the fireplace that was in the center of the house. And so by removing that fireplace, opening things up, we were able to shift things around. So now we can have the couch in its special little niche area facing this beautiful picture window and facing their backyard that they really love. And then we took out a fireplace, but now we have a new fireplace that we put in.
Fireplace is visible from every single angle and every location of the main level, and you do not have to divide the attention between fireplace and TV. They're on the same wall.
Yeah, it's a beautiful contrast with the different textures going on. And then again, as we said, just trying to tie all the different design elements together. We have the stained built-in cabinetry that coordinates with the island.
Allie, in this case, tell us what you chose here with Meredith.
So we chose a ledge stone, a stacked ledge stone. It's silver travertine, so it is a natural stone. And Meredith and David really loved the slight variation you get where it's tying into the stained woodwork, but still not detracting or taking away. It's still a feature, but it's also kind of a neutral color palette, and so it plays well with the stained mantle, the stained cabinetry, the wood floors, all the other design elements. With this built-in cabinet here, it does coordinate with the island cabinetry, and the guys did a really good job of dyeing the stone into the cabinetry. And so we have some nice display storage for more of her cookbooks or different display items. And then we also have these doors below that have a bronze metal mesh on them. And so kind of one reason, aside from design aesthetic, it actually helps with, they have the electronics in here for their TV and various other items. And so that helps having this metal mesh, so when they're using their remotes, it can still get to the component that they need. So the light fixtures were a really important aspect of the whole entire space. We of course have the recessed lighting that provides your overall lighting. They are on dimmers. We typically do that in any of our remodels. So we have the ambient lighting in the pendants and the chandeliers. And then we also have our task lighting, like the under cabinet lighting under our upper cabinets in our kitchen. We have a beautiful orbit pendant light in the dining room that provides a beautiful statement piece to that space. It has those stained vaulted ceilings with all that woodwork. And so the scale of it really helps with the scale of the space. It calls attention to itself, but still works with everything else in the space. For example, the pendants above the island, they're still the same finish. They still have the same light bulbs in them, but they still tie nicely together even though they're kind of the different shapes.
Thank you again for joining us here today. Allie and I are really proud of this New Spaces project, and if you like what you saw, and if you ever feel like you'd like to have a conversation about how to live better in your home, contact us, newspaces.com, and fill out a contact form. Be happy to visit with you. Like we say a lot of times, we've been in your house hundreds of times. There's likely a solution we will find for you. Again, thank you for joining New Spaces. Go check out all of our other virtual happy hour home tours on our website, newspaces.com. See you next time.